quiet of night, I whispered my plea, holding her close, hoping for her decree.
The bell rings once, clear and bright. A tire breathes a soft hiss. In the lane, a courier calls out in Khmer, a single, practiced greeting that belongs to this dawn. You can almost smell the oil and rice steam together. I am Sam Nong Bradley. Ancient stones, modern stories, warm welcomes. And today we pedal into the workshops and alleys that keep Cambodia moving. The mechanics, the couriers, the shared trikes that ferry markets and grandchildren. Quiet stones, loud stories.
In this episode, I'll introduce you to 3 kinds of keepers: the bench mechanic who tunes a wheel by sound, the young courier who reads the city in alleys, and the grandmother who keeps a tricycle in the courtyard for everyone. We'll listen closely: wrenches, bells, pedal cadence, and I'll share practical tips for visitors who want to ride or record respectfully.
Before we roll into the field, a quick context corner. Bicycles here are many things: single-speed road bikes with patch tires, market trikes for hauling goods, 3-wheeled cargo bikes for families. If you're filming or borrowing a bike, always ask, offer to pay or tip, and never push for shop addresses or exact private routes. We also won't give step-by-step repair instructions on air. That avoids unsafe DIY guidance. Sources and community liaisons are listed in the show notes.
Let's start at the bench. I learned to listen for wheels from Mr. Kem, a mechanic in his 60s, whose hands have the kind of memory you can hear. When he turns a wheel, he doesn't just look, he listens. He tilts it, gently spins it, and tells me the fault before he touches a spoke. He says, with a small laugh, that a bad wheel speaks like a house with a loose door hinge. Annoying, but fixable.
At his bench, the world is simple: a rack of used seats, mismatched pedals, a stack of patched inner tubes. He learned under a neighbor, who learned from his uncle, apprenticeship passed hand to hand. Parts come from markets and scavenged bikes. A tire may be mended 2 or 3 times before it's retired. For many families, a repaired wheel means a child can get to school, a vendor can sell rice, a delivery person can keep earnings coming in.
We asked Mr. Kem how he teaches the next generation. He said learning is mostly repetition, watching until your hands remember. He also warned, good repair knowledge is responsible knowledge. That's why we'll avoid giving procedural repair steps here. If you want to learn, we list accredited trainers and community workshops in the show notes, so you can learn safely and ethically.
There's humor at the bench, too. A mechanic will tease a customer who insists on the cheapest part. Everyone smiles, because everyone knows what a cheap part sounds like. But beneath the jokes is care. I observed Mr. Kem refuse a quick fix that would fail in a rainy season, insisting instead on a slightly sturdier choice and charging a fair price. He told me very simply that his work is to keep people moving, not to rush them into danger.
Now, imagine mounting a bike at dawn and threading the alleys. That's where couriers live. Their route memory is a map of kindness. I rode with Sofiak, 23, who carries food and packets through morning markets and narrow lanes. He maps neighborhoods by shopkeepers' faces and small kindnesses: a vendor who saves a plastic crate, an old woman who whistles when she needs a lift.
Sofiak described his runs as a kind of choreography. Rain changes the rhythm. Puddles require detours. Heavy loads mean slower cadence. He told us about negotiating space in busy lanes. A soft bell, a raised voice to announce presence, and always a careful squeeze of space between fruit stalls and parked tuk-tuks. He emphasized kindness, hand signals, small thanks, and paying attention to pedestrians keeps him safer than speed alone.
On my ride, I noticed how couriers learn to read unspoken cues, where a vendor will step into the road, which corners collect parked bicycles, which houses have stairs that make entrances narrow. Sofiok told me, with a grin, that you learn the city by the sound of someone sweeping their threshold. It's intimate knowledge, earned by repetition and respect. So we don't publish exact schedules or private route coordinates. That privacy keeps routes shared and safe.
Let's breathe into a short soundscape. Hear the chain click, a bell answering a call, vendors bartering in low voices, a distant motorbike, one layer on top of another. Pause, and you can hear the place's particular rhythm, a pedal stroke, a vendor's call, the soft clink of a tool at a bench. Hold that with me for a moment.
We come back to a shared tricycle in a courtyard where an elder woman keeps a community bike. She told us how neighbors rotate its use. Morning market runs, school drop-offs, a cousin's wedding. Everyone signs on when it's their turn or replaces the tire when it goes flat. Maintenance, she said, is negotiated in tea and conversation. The trike is practical, yes, but it's also social glue. People borrowing it are borrowing neighborly trust.
She laughed when I asked who pays when a part is needed. We do, she said, little by little, and sometimes with rice. That response made me think. Mobility here is rarely a single transaction. It's a network of favors and small payments, a shared ledger of help written across porches and benches.
Practical takeaway time. 3 short vetted tips if you're visiting and want to ride or record. First, always ask before you borrow a bike or record someone. An offer to pay or tip is polite and expected. Second, avoid requesting exact shop addresses or private route maps. Ask for mediated introductions through community liaisons we list in the show notes. Third, tip mechanics and couriers fairly for time and expertise. A small cash tip goes a long way. And a bonus safety tip, ride at a pace that matches local flow. Respect the lane, not rush it.
One final note about stories and consent. We paid participants fairly for their time, offered review when requested, and omitted anything that might put household routes or vulnerable people at risk. If you care about these communities, support them through respectful engagement. Buy a repair, attend a community workshop, or pass along work to trusted local partners. That keeps knowledge circulating where it belongs.
As I left the bench that afternoon, Mr. Kim tightened the last spoke and handed the wheel back, like a small returning. A bicycle mended, a family's day steadied. The courier threaded the lane again, bell bright, and the shared trike waited in the shade for the next market morning. 2 wheels, simple, honest, hold a lot of life together.
If this episode moved you, subscribe to Ancient Echoes KH to keep these stories coming. Visit the show notes for community contacts, ethical resources, accredited repair trainers, and a list of people we worked with. Share this episode with someone who loves travel that listens. Uplift the keepers who keep us moving. Quiet stones, loud stories. Walk the lanes with me. Until next time.
Oh, shining diamond, flawless and red, you stand so quiet, soft in the air. I dared not to rush you, feared you'd flee. Your heart too pure to belong to me. If you turn away, I reach and bind, press my hand, still body and mind. Your brows I trace, your breath I steal. This mark I place is dark and real. From this moment break and fall, hear the spell, obey the call. False love born from sacred lies, closed eyes. Follow me, don't fight, don't run. Your soul is caught, my work is done. Empty will, your light undone. Under spell, under Sigmund. Crystal beauty, diamond bright, caught between shadow, charm, and night. Time won't save you, truth won't last. This vow is carved, the line is cast. My words are smoke, my touch is fire. I bend your heart to dark desire.